Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. Let's move on to language focus. 1번. It's one thing to encourage good working habits in a positive way, quite another to name and shame people who arrived at 8:53-ish, it's like 쯤, for a 9 to 6 shift. Okay, so we're going to learn it's one thing to, it's another, quite another, or it's another to. Now you might hear other versions of it, but let me explain first. So to contrast two actions, it often suggests that one action is normal, understandable, or acceptable, but some other related action is not. So you might hear people say, yes, it's one thing to, and then another to. All right? You don't have to use quite. That's depending on the person. You can use it with or without. Okay, so to explain to you, let's keep it simple. A is the normal, the understandable, or the acceptable situation. All right, let's say A is the normal, the acceptable, the understandable situation, plus B, which is usually the not normal, or accepted, or understandable. Okay? Ding ding. A better way to like, as an example, it's okay to do A, but it's not okay to do B. All right? To make it simple, these two, it's understandable to do A, it's not understandable to do B. It's normal to do A, it's not normal to do B. It's acceptable to do A, it's not acceptable to do B. So like normal, 보통, 평범한, 정상적인, understandable, 정상적인, simple, 이해할 수 있는, acceptable, 허용할 수 있는. Okay? So these are opposite. So I'll put this in a different color actually, because they are opposite. So if we look at our above example, here. Oh no, here. Let's copy and paste this down here. All right. So it's one thing to encourage good working habits in a positive way. Quite another to name and shame people who arrived at 8:53-ish. So they're still early for a 9 to 6 shift. So 좋은 근무 습관을 장려하는 것은 좋지만 일이 시작되기 7분 전에 출근하는 사람들은 당황하게 하는 것은 좋지 않다. They're not late. They still have 7 more minutes left before they start their shift. So it's wrong to name and shame. Remember name and shame? Here it was, yeah. 명단을 발표하다. Our other example says, it's one thing to enjoy a few beers from time to time, quite another to drink every day. So the meaning sort of means 가끔 맥주 몇 잔 마시는 것도 괜찮고 매일 마시는 것도 괜찮지 않나요? Like a few beers a day from time to time means 가끔 is okay, but to drink every day, is that okay? It's not good for your health. So A is normal, understandable, but B is not normal or not understandable. Okay. The other example, it's one thing to ask for help, quite another to make other people do your work. All right. So, 도움을 요청하는 것은 괜찮지만 다른 사람에게 당신의 일을 시키는 것은 괜찮지 않나요? So it's okay to ask someone for help, but it's not okay to make other people do your work. It's lazy. All right. Let's move on to 2번. That should be 2번. Okay. Ottogi maintains that there was no bad intent. So now we're going to look at maintains that. So use maintain that to express that somebody continues to express the same opinion, assertion, or intention. It is similar in meaning to insist that. So what does maintain mean? In this situation, maintain means 주장하다. It can also mean a stance, 입장하다. When you're making a stance, insist as well. We used the word insist before. Insist that is also similar to 주장하다, right? Maintain that, insist that. To express opinion, assertion, or intention. So what is an opinion? Opinion is 의견. An assertion, 주장. Or an intention, I think, is also 주장. Right? Or 의도. So let's have a look at our examples. All right. So I think it's Aishin maintains that she doesn't want to change her major even though she's struggling. 아이신은 힘들지만 전공을 바꾸고 싶지 않다고 주장한다. 힘들어도 바꾸고 싶지 않습니다. Or Donald Trump still maintains that he won the 2020 elections. 도널드 트럼프는 여전히 2020년 선거에서 승리했다고 주장한다. Which is not true. He lost. Fair and square. So, maintains. Okay, now let's move on to the language focus quiz. 1번. It's one thing to believe that. It's quite another too. So remember, in our first language focus, it's normal, acceptable, understandable. It's okay to do A, but it's not okay or normal, acceptable to do B. So it's one thing to believe that, let's say, some hamburgers are healthy. It's another to believe it's quite, let's say, it's quite another to eat hamburgers every day. Right? So some hamburgers are healthy, some. So it's okay. 일부 햄버거가 건강적다고 믿는 것은 괜찮다. It's okay. Some of them are healthy. But 하지만 매일 햄버거를 먹는 것은 괜찮지 않다. Though some are healthy, you shouldn't eat them every day. Okay. 2번. It's one thing to try to, quite another to, let's say eat sushi. Quite another to eat bats. I don't know. 조밥을 먹는 것은 괜찮지만 박쥐를 먹는 것은 괜찮지 않다. I mean, you shouldn't. It's okay to eat sushi. Some people don't want to eat it, but definitely you shouldn't eat bats. 3번. One friend of mine maintains. 주장하다. Remember, we used this before. One of my friends maintains. What do they maintain? I don't know, that he is faster than me. 내 친구 중 한 명은 그가 나보다 빨랐다고 빨랐다고 주장하다. Maybe. 4번. Although there is no evidence, some people maintain that 9/11 was a government conspiracy. So, 비록 증거가 없지만 몇몇 사람들은 9.11 이 정부의 음모였다고 주장한다. So maintain. Right, now let's move on to the further discussion. Some people say it's illegal to require employees to arrive 10 minutes early since they are not paid extra for that time. What is your opinion? 어떤 사람들은 직원들에게 10분 일찍 도착하도록 요구하는 것은 불법이라고 말한다. 왜냐하면 그들은 그 시간에 추가로 돈을 받지 않기 때문에. 당신 생각 어떻게 해요? As long as the employee arrives on time, I think it's okay. If the employee is constantly late, then that's not okay. Some people choose to arrive early because it's just their personality. Like myself, I don't expect other people to arrive early at work if we're not a team. I work by myself, so I'm responsible for just me. But if it was like a team and my team was always late, that's going to be a problem. But I don't expect them to always be 10 minutes early, as long as they're on time or roughly on time. If they're 1 minute or 2 minutes late, it's not a big deal. But if they're like always 10 minutes or 15 minutes late, that's when it becomes a problem. Do you agree that publicly revealing a list of late employees is a form of defamation? Why or why not? 지각한 직원들의 명단을 공개적으로 공개하는 것이 명예훼손의 한 형태라는 것에 동의하십니까? 왜 그런가요? 혹은 왜 그렇지 않는가요? Shaming them won't make them want to work harder. Sure, they may not be late, but they're not going to have a very good view on the company anymore. I think can help certain situations, but in this situation, I don't think it's necessary. But I don't think this would work in Korea, right? Because there's a law against publicly showing a person, like an offender's face, a person who committed a crime, in their face to the public. So if a Korean company implemented this rule, it sort of goes against the law, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. Anyway, that wraps it up for today, and we'll see you in the next class.
Punctuality.
Punctuality.
Hit the ground running.
Hit the ground running.
Name and shame.
Name and shame.
Defamation.
Defamation.
Stick to one's guns.
Stick to one's guns.
Walk something back.
Walk something back.